Good morning to those of you here in our sanctuary and to those of you viewing us online. My name is Jim Newtown, and I welcome you to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Flint, a progressive LGBTQ+ affirming religious community in which people are encouraged to be themselves. If you would like more information about our faith tradition or congregation, please feel free to talk with us today after the service. Normally, I would refer you to our ministers, but they are away today. You can contact them through our website, uuflint.org. Visitors are especially invited to attend coffee hour downstairs today after the service and speak to any of us who would be happy to tell you about our congregation. You may also sign up for our weekly email newsletter by visiting our website, by scanning the QR code on the back of your order of service, or by completing the card in the seat backs here in the sanctuary. Please see the back of the order of service for other details on the following announcements and other important information. Okay. Phones. See, I have to remember, please do silence your phones, but also consider going to our YouTube channel and pulling up the service, then like us by clicking on the thumbs up icon. These things make it more likely that people will find their way to our YouTube channel. Okay, announcements. There will be a farewell party next Sunday. Oh, yes. I didn't double check to see if those are in the same order as mine. There will be a farewell party next Sunday, July 13th, after the service from 1 to 3 p.m. for our wonderful friend and pianist, Jennifer Howard, after coffee hour. Which one's next? Nothing? Okay. Let me jump down to that one, yes. So, coming Monday, August 4th at 6:30, Trifles and Truths, 3 short plays by Pat Montley, free here at our church. See www.buckhamtheater.org for more information. It's a free place, be here. I don't have this one on my notes, but next services, those are the services that are coming up next Sunday and the following Sunday. And I think there's information on the back of the order of service? No. Okay. Yes. Yes, there's a flyer there about the service next week, which has to do with, I'm trying to make it simple without getting too complicated. Yes. It has to do with marriage equality. It is nationally accepted, but there's still some laws on Michigan's books that they would like to have removed so that if something ever happens to the national laws, if right at this point, the local laws would then kick into effect, which would cause problems. And Reverend Leonida is coming in 2 weeks. She's always fun to hear. Okay. And okay, so before that, just to remind you, a few of our congregants, that's a hard word to say, are continuing to demonstrate on Sunday afternoons at the Peace Triangle at the corner of Ballinger Highway and Mill Road, right out here. Typically from 1 until 2, we come together to support our positive ideals to build the future we want to see. We rally to support national parks, science, education, conservation, mental health, and helping marginalized people. We rally to defend democracy and due process for all. If you're interested and would like more information, contact Terry Cross, myself, Jim Newtown, or Chris Monk for more information. Okay, that's all the announcements I have, right? Okay. So, anything I missed? Okay. Chalice lighting. This week, we light our chalice as a symbol of the spirit of freedom and democracy that this country was founded on, and that we celebrate this weekend. May that light never go out. I am reminded of the Statue of Liberty's torch, which is held high in her right hand and symbolizes enlightenment and the guiding light of freedom. It represents the path to liberty and a beacon of hope for those seeking refuge and opportunity in the United States, according to the National Park Service. The official name of the statue, Liberty Enlightening the World, directly reflects the torch's symbolic meaning. Michael Raleigh, a longtime member of this congregation, unexpectedly passed away this week. So although we're not going to be doing our usual candle lighting today due to time problems, I'd like to light a special candle in memory of him and ask for a moment of silence. You'll be notified when arrangements have been made. Okay. Please join me in reciting our covenant. Recognizing the richness of diversity, the beauty and wonder of shared worship, and the transforming power of love and service, we gather as a sacred and intentional community to freely seek knowledge and truth, to celebrate the fullness of life, and by our actions to increase goodness and justice. Our congregation is a member of the National Unitarian Universalist Association, UUA.org, by the way. Each year, the UUA has a General Assembly. This year, it was June 18th to the 22nd in Baltimore, Maryland. Each congregation has specific representatives that participate in person or virtually. Through the wonders of technology, this also allows us today to participate virtually in the worship service at the assembly that was held 2 weeks ago. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So the rest of the service is going to be on the video monitors. When you're ready.
Today we may lament, but tomorrow we'll continue to pull ourselves away from the precipice, and we'll fight to protect others from being pushed in. Bendita sea. Amen.
I choose peace. When my world falls down, I will rise. When my world falls down, I will rise. When my world falls down, explanations can't be found. I will climb to holy ground. I will rise. I will rise. In the midst of pain, I choose love. In the midst of pain, I choose love. In the midst of pain, sorrow falling down like rain,
I await the sun again. I choose love.
I choose love.
Volatile markets, a trade war, controversy over citizenship, foreign interventions, businesses closing, economic turmoil, global uncertainty. 1815 was a pivotal year for the United States. It was also an important time for the birth of American Unitarianism. The War of 1812 had ended in February of that year, a war between the youthful United States and Great Britain over trade, commerce, maritime rights, and the meaning of U.S. citizenship and territorial expansion. With the ending of the war, William Ellery Channing, a liberal Congregationalist and minister of the prominent Federal Street Church in Boston, Massachusetts, and his colleagues anticipated a better, if not calmer, year. They were wrong. A different kind of fight was gaining momentum, a fight not waged with cannon, fire, and bayonets, but with convictions and ideas that would revolutionize American religious life forever and give a name to a growing body of religious liberals. What had become known as the Unitarian controversy had erupted in 1805 with the election of Henry Ware Sr. as the Hollis Professor of Divinity at Harvard College. Ware and a growing number of Congregationalist ministers were challenging core Calvinist doctrines, including original sin, the nature of salvation, the interpretation of the Bible, and the Trinity. And many of their parishioners were embracing this emerging liberal theology. It was a quiet revolution that was never meant to be a revolution at all. By 1807, the liberals held the majority of the faculty positions and the presidency of Harvard College, and the conservative wing of the Congregationalists, the ones who called themselves Orthodox, meaning right-thinking, responded forcefully. They issued critical pamphlets, launched periodicals, shunned liberal colleagues, and established their own theological school, Andover Newton. The Orthodox began calling the liberals Unitarian as an insult. This theological feud would ebb and flow until 1815, and that's when Orthodox minister Jedediah Morse spearheaded renewed attacks on liberal ministers. He wanted to expose these ministers and their liberalism, separate them from their Orthodox colleagues and their congregations. In a calculated move, Orthodox ministers refused to exchange pulpits with their liberal colleagues. Jedediah Morse also wrote a book entitled American Unitarianism. A book was an attempt to brand the liberals as heretics. By associating them with an English form of Unitarianism, the intention of these efforts was to isolate the liberals, and instead it consolidated their resistance. And so from his pulpit at Federal Street Church in Boston, we now know as Arlington Street Church, there you are, William Ellery Channing began answering these attacks publicly, emerging as the spokesperson of the liberal movement. And let's be clear, he did not do this alone. He had lots of colleagues and family members and people in his life supporting him, including women, people of color, who often get left out of the story. Then, in this very city of Baltimore, on May 5th, 1819, Channing delivered the ordination sermon of Jared Sparks at the newly gathered First Independent Church of Baltimore. The sermon that became known as Unitarian Christianity embraced the label Unitarianism and interpreted it as the understanding of the unity of God, not a Trinity, and Jesus' role as an important teacher that was subordinate to God. And in that sermon, he laid out the basic tenets of what he called a pure Christianity, a pure and rational Christianity. It was a theological declaration of independence. Even after the Baltimore sermon and embracing the label Unitarian and redefining it, even after Channing helped gather a church in New York City, even after the court decision in 1820, when that church property was awarded to many of the liberal leaders and congregations, the Unitarians resisted creating a new association, or at least it seems like that. Many of the liberals were not ready to fully separate themselves from the Congregationalist body. It would take 6 more years before the liberals formally organized themselves into an association. And yet the liberals were organizing all along. They had created periodicals like the Monthly Anthology and the Christian Monitor. They had established clubs and ministerial organizations and associations like the Evangelical Missionary Society. A circle of Boston liberal ministers had joined together to hire ministers at large, including Joseph Tuckerman, to serve the poor and those in need. That is community ministry, my friend. And in May of 1820, Channing invited liberal ministers to meet at his church to develop an organization for mutual support. They called it the Berry Street Conference. We know it today as the Berry Street Essay. And yet, the younger generation, did you hear me? The younger generation of liberals still sought stronger connections. At the meeting of Anonymous Association, that was really the name, the Anonymous Association, an organization of liberal Boston ministers, young Unitarian ministers like Ezra Giles Gannett, and Channing's assistant minister, by the way, and also Henry Ware Jr., his father, senior, was the one back at the Unitarian controversy time. They and others decided that they could not wait any longer, and they took it upon themselves to design an organization to support Unitarianism in New England and beyond. And so in May of 1825, at the Berry Street Conference, the American Unitarian Association was born. A constitution was adopted and a purpose that wanted to diffuse the knowledge and promote the interests of the liberal tradition of Unitarianism. They did not seek to hide Unitarianism. They sought to share and expand this practical and life-saving tradition. With this act, the separation between the Orthodox and the liberal strands of Congregationalism was institutionalized. It was an act of hope. They were lovers of life. They were builders of institutions. They were seekers of truth and keepers of faith. They are our ancestors, and we are their hope.
Each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. Each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings who we are. Each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandmother's dreams. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the spirit of God. We are mothers of courage. We are mothers of time. We are daughters of dusk, and the sons of great visions. We are sisters of mercy. We are mothers of love. We are lovers of light. We are builders of nations. We are seekers of truth. We are mothers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandmother's dreams. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the spirit of God. We are mothers of courage. We are mothers of time. We are daughters of dusk, and the sons of great visions. We are sisters of mercy. We are mothers of love. We are lovers of light, and the builders of nations. We are seekers of truth. We are mothers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our
Just want to put the lyrics up? Okay. Join in if you would. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
These services where we combine different parts from different sources are always a bit of a challenge. So thank you. Yes. This is our time for generosity. It is the time when we collect an offering for the work we do. People sometimes give a few dollars that are in their pockets, or they may pay a portion of their annual pledges. So I invite you to support us by giving of your time, talent, and treasure. Even, and if you can, place any financial offering in the basket at the back of the church as you leave, or by making an online gift at uuflint.org. There's also another basket and a special online entry for our second Sunday collection, which this is only the first Sunday, so we're still using the second Sunday from last month, from June, so the second Sunday collection for today will go to the one for June, which is for Habitat for Genesee County. Gifts of all kinds are greatly accepted and appreciated. Thank you. Yeah. So, we'll wait a minute. Hmm?
You could light candles, we got
It's,
plenty of time.
sure. I thought of that, but I don't remember what my words are. Okay, so let's take a few minutes. Do you have some quiet music you can play? Of course. So we'll take a few minutes, and then we'll extinguish our chalice. But let's take a few minutes, and if anyone has a joy, a concern that they would like to light a candle for, you're welcome to come up and do so. And if you wish, there is a book at the back of the sanctuary. If you would like to write it down and share it with the congregation through our electronic newsletter, you're welcome to. one more candle for any joys and concerns that are unspoken and unexpressed. Please join me in extinguishing our chalice. Pressed. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, nor the community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please come down and join us for coffee in the basement, and you can turn your phones back on, which I always forget to do.